What's going on, awesome people? How are you? It's Thursday, June 22nd. This is Iman Hushmand. And I'm excited to have you all again for another virtual conversation. If this is your first time dropping in and you're wondering what is an Awesome People Instagram Live, well, for a few years now, I've been doing this IG Live series that I try to have conversations and pseudo interviews. It's very khodamuni with the most awesome Iranians around the world. And right now, we're all working on a really, really amazing, big, special event happening on July 3rd. It's called Azadi Festival in Tysons. And there's been a group of amazing individuals, Iranian and non-Iranian, that have decided to help make this event spectacular, something special, something memorable, something historic, something cultural, and something beautiful. And it's called Azadi Festival, July 3rd, Ship Garden in Tysons, Virginia. And there's been a group of really epic people, collectively known as the Ambassadors, that are helping make this program as great as it can be. And it's showing how we can do so much together when we work together, when we believe in each other, and when we use each other's skill sets and talents and expertise to put together a great program for the community, both locally as well as globally, because the entire 12-hour event is going to be live streamed. So wherever you are in the world, you get to sit back and enjoy the best that Iranian culture has to offer, from dance to poetry to food to music to so many other amazing elements that make up our culture, all coming together under one virtual roof. It's actually not even a roof. It's open air space. Ship Garden is a massive place that holds several thousand people. It does have tents as well, but it's a roof, but it's really under the stars. It's under the sky. 1:11 p.m. to 1:11 a.m. And one of those awesome individuals that has decided to bless us with their heart and their expertise and their platform is my guest here today. Her name is Naz. She's also known as Persian Iron Woman. So I'm happy to welcome Naz in a second, but just a little bit of a background. She's originally from Rasht, so shout out to Rasht and anybody from the Rasht area, and then later residing in Tehran. She moved to the UK in the year 2000, and as a dental nurse and practice manager, she embraces her identity as Persian Iron Woman. You're going to find out soon why she came up with that name. And she's been showcasing her rollerblading skills. Rollerblading has been her lifelong passion, providing solace and therapy. So I can't wait to talk to her a little bit about that. Usually when you think of rollerblading, you're not necessarily thinking about solace and therapy, but you learn something new today. So inspired by her own journey, Naz bravely stood against evil, facing significant personal losses. She empathizes with the struggles young girls in Iran endure and is strongly connected to the hashtag Free Iran movement. Driven by her experiences, Naz is dedicated to establishing Iron House, a refuge supporting children facing incestuous sexual abuse, aiming to provide them the help and care they deserve. If this does not already sound like an awesome Iranian that's doing whatever that she can to bring awareness of what's happening in Iran, I don't know what is. It's time to get to know the lovely, the amazing. So help me welcome her as she joins from Britain, UK, England. Are you ready for some scones? Good evening,
Hi,
dude. How are you, Aziz?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Great. So great to virtually meet you. This is actually our first encounter. So if everybody's meeting you for the first time, I'm in the same boat right now, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure working alongside you guys and getting to know everyone. I'm just honored. And first, you mentioned I'm extremely emotional. So if I do cry along the way, please do
It,
forgive me.
it's okay. It's becoming a normal thing to start crying in front of this stuff. So we're all in this together. It's emotional, but we get inspired by each other, and we're gonna lift each other up, and we're gonna try to have some laughs in between too.
100%.
But yeah, so
100%.
it's been pretty fun to kind of get this whole group of ambassadors together as we work with the Azadi Festival, and we'll talk about that. But first, let's kind of give a little bit of background about yourself for those who don't know who Naz is, who Persian Iron Woman is. Give a little bit of background and tell us how you came about this name, Persian Iron Woman.
So basically, it all started 4 years ago. when my life turned upside down pretty much overnight. I basically ended up losing everything I had ever worked for. But one thing I have gained now is being and becoming Persian. Sorry, I have obeyed. Because I had to come to a point in my life to become something that no one could take away from me. And taking this path, I believe this is my journey. A lot of bad things happen, but I'm ever so grateful for all the bad, because it genuinely opened my eyes to a lot of things that happens within the system, and what happens to a lot of innocent kids that are going through hardship, going through abuse. And 4 years ago, I actually started my Instagram page. I was always not a fan of social media, and I started my Instagram page purely to spend time, just passing time when the corona started. So I started rollerblading also, and yeah, I ended up putting one of my videos on Instagram, and the artist who had done the video approached me, and it just genuinely just took up from there. And it made me realize that I can use this platform now to build a future for kids that will miss what I had to go through. And it's been a wonderful journey. It has been hard. It's been quite dark and lonely at times, but having a lot of the Iranian community behind me, I've survived it, and I genuinely hope I can do that for innocent children one day. And that was the whole plan of doing the Iron House. I don't want to obviously get into too much detail, so I'll keep it short. But yeah, the aim is to save even few children. I would leave this earth a happy person, you know.
Tell us what Iron House is. Tell us your vision for this Iron House for those who don't know.
So I mean, for what happened to me, going through what I had to go through, so the places I had to be at and people I had to face, it was horrifying. And what I've realised is the way system is designed, it's designed to break you. So if you've got a crack, which a lot of humans do, they will break that crack. And obviously if you're not strong enough, I believe they will kind of take over, because what I've realised they do, so they would put you on certain medication if you're dealing with hardship. To me, it's sort of numbing you to the pain and numbing you to what's going on around you. A lot of, antidepressants or different medication the doctors sort of prescribe. I genuinely disagree, and I'm a nurse, I'm in the medical field myself. So going through all of that, it made me realise, so I didn't want to do that. I'm quite stubborn. So I had to sort of find my own path. And from there, that's when I realised, okay, so something needs to change. And I looked into it. There are no refugees, no safe houses that are actually safe enough. The things that happen in safe houses, honestly, it's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. So that was when I started thinking about building Iron House, and the aim is to be working hopefully with the police, and obviously if they come across cases with children going through certain type of abuse, then instead of directing them to certain safe houses, which is not many of them in London, I would hopefully one day they would all directly come to me, and Iron House will provide them. The plan is to have studio rooms with all equipment, and they will basically get therapy they need. They will obviously have the medication they need if they really need to go on medications, if they've got actually serious issues. But if it is just depression and anxiety, I would like to then start a program. And instead of having medication for that, dealing with it by therapy that I do. I mean, my therapy is my rolling. So that's how I genuinely overcome everything. When I'm anxious, when I'm having panic attacks, I just get on my skates, got my music, and I've got the beach. That is genuinely my therapy. And anyone, I mean, understand, obviously not everyone likes the skating. It can be absolutely anything, music, any type of a sport. And I hope one day I can teach kids that if you focus enough on what you love and what your passion is, that would genuinely save you from the darkest moments. And I strongly believe, and I always tell the loved ones this, the darkest your night, the brighter you can shine. So don't be afraid if you are going through dark nights. The sun will come up, you know? So yeah, hopefully I can establish Iron House. I'm hoping within the next 3 to 5 years, and fingers crossed, yeah, I will build my Iron family from there. I mean, I've already got an amazing family in Brighton, and virtually I have built a very loyal, amazing family. But hopefully the dream is to take the kids on, and they don't have to ever worry, because I'll be there, whatever, I'll be their dad, uncle, auntie, mum. I'm known here as Auntie Naz, so I'll be there, Auntie Naz. I'll always be the Iron Woman they need to protect them. So
I mean, this is very admirable, Naz. Obviously, unfortunately, I just met you less than 2 weeks ago by virtue of our mutual friend Mo Namozi from Retail Therapy Clinic. So I'm realizing that there's a lot to your story that unfortunately I'm not privy to, but I think that your community definitely knows it, and they appreciate you being so open about your past. And if I'm reading all the lines between the lines correctly, it seems like there's a lot of people that were in a very vulnerable part of their life, and the place that they thought was going to be a safe haven turned out to be even worse. And you want to and there seems to be some parallel with what you'd experienced with, and you want to make sure that no other individual goes down the same path that you and others have gone. And I can't think of a better name than an Iron House, because iron is indestructible, and you want to create that home both in person and virtually with the community you've already built. And so there's a saying, make your mess your message, and it seems like that's really what you're focusing on right now, and you're doing whatever you can to make your mess your message and inspire and help other people. It's amazing.
Thank you. And yeah, literally, that was the whole idea of coming up with Iron Woman and Iron House, because yeah, I never want them to ever be scared. Once they're in there, they'll be safe. So nothing will ever hurt them. I'll never meet over them, my dead body. So yeah, to that day, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Awesome. Well, I love that. So, and then now let's talk about how roller skating has been a great getaway for you, mentally and physically and emotionally. Did you just decide to pick up roller skates 4 years ago randomly, or is it something you did as a child?
Yeah. So I got my first pair of rollerblades from Germany when I was about 8. My cousin came, and I don't think we had rollerblades in Iran at the time. And I was just mesmerized by it. I asked her if I could try it, and I went to our back garden and literally went wall to wall, and I didn't fall. And she was like, Naz, you've got a very good balance. Do you want to keep them? You seem to really like them. And I was like, yes, please. And that was it. That was it. Every second I would get, I would be on my skates. And it did become my savior in a way, because that was my way of getting away from a lot of things that was happening. So to me, it was like a therapy, something I could focus on and forget about what was happening. It was just it was just, I don't know how to even explain. I had such a love for it. I really connected with her. When I would put my skates on, I would genuinely feel like a superhero.
Like an Iron Woman.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I
So
mean,
yeah,
I
always
think
had that.
I think that, you know, I generally believe that we're all superheroes, but not everybody knows that we're superheroes. And all superheroes, they have a cape, and everybody's cape is different, you know. And you found your cape to be the roller skates, you know. And so that the goal in everybody's life should be just find your cape, because you are already a superhero, and you just need the cape to make sure that, you know, you feel stronger, right?
Exactly, exactly. And that's unfortunately, I think a lot of people fail to see that. Everyone in their own way, they can make such huge changes in this world, but they all got to start within themselves, you know. And once they realize that, hopefully we can all do it together.
Course. Speaking of together, what brought us together and what is bringing us together with a group of some really badass, awesome people from around the world is the Azadi Festival, which you were gracious enough to jump on board with. For those who are watching and they don't know about Azadi Festival, I want, in your words, to share what is Azadi Festival and why you decided to become an ambassador and support the program to be as successful as it can be.
Of course. To be honest, I mean, I'll be absolutely honest with you. I kind of do feel ashamed of this. I haven't shared this with anyone, but I will be 100% transparent with you. I was the kind of person that when people would ask me, where are you from? I used to say, I'm Iranian, unfortunately. Believe it or not, I always used to say that. And it wasn't because I was ashamed of where I was from. It was genuinely what they've done to the country, until Massa incident happened. And honestly, I don't know what happened within me. I was watching one of the interviews yesterday, and he was mentioning, you know, we all look for that sense of belonging. And it made me realize I think it was that we all want to belong, and we all know, no matter how long we have lived in the countries we do live, we weren't from here. We are from our own land, you know, and our land is Iran. And to me, seeing what was happening, I mean, for the first 6 months, I barely left my apartment, and I was genuinely like just locked on my phone. And I knew I got to do something. So all I could do, obviously from here, I did attend a protest a couple of times. But unfortunately, where I live, there is a very few Iranians. So when I went, it was about like 30, 40 of us. But I mean, I'm glad we still went out there, you know. But I was mainly just posting, hashtagging things and doing as much as I could to bring awareness. And to be fair, I mean, that's all we can do. And to me, if you're failing to even just do that, I mean, come on. I mean, I understand your frustration with certain people, you know, and I mean, all you got to do is press a few buttons and post something. But that little post would bring awareness to thousands, sometimes millions of people.
Right.
So all I try to do, and that's what I'm just going to carry on doing until hopefully our land is free one day. Soon.
So, and what about Azadi Festival? What is it that attracted you to being a part of Azadi Festival?
I mean, Freedom Festival. I mean, the name says it all. How can you not be part of it? You know, it was just one of those things. I mean, it's going to be about our culture. It's literally reintroducing what Iranians are all about, what Persia is about. You know, our amazing, delicious food, which literally, even thinking about it makes me hungry. Our amazing music, our amazing, meaningful, beautiful poetries, and, you know, just getting to know the culture. Me, and obviously there's going to be amazing people there. Unfortunately, I'm ever so upset I'm not going to be with you guys, but I shall be with you guys virtually.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's everything Iran is about. that's what Azadi Festival represents, you know. To me, us Iranians, we're very emotional people. We're very happy people. We love music. We love to dance. We love to share food. We love to share joy and happiness, you know. And obviously, they've tried to kill that in us. And I'm so glad that's one thing they haven't managed to take away from us. And with Azadi Festival, it will literally be reintroducing that to the whole world. So hopefully for those that are watching and didn't know much about Iran, they'll get to know what we're about, you know?
And you know, culture is something that if its people don't fight for to continue to preserve, it will go away, you know. And so, you know, all of us have a duty and an obligation to do whatever we can to keep the culture alive. And then if we can keep the people together from our culture, then we have a stronger voice to be the voice of Iranians fighting for freedom. So they really go hand in hand. You know, in one hand, we're preserving both our culture, and at this moment, we're preserving our current revolution, meaning like we're doing whatever we can to keep this fire going, you know. And so this is what we're all working for. And yes, you're not going to be there in person, unfortunately, but thank God it's a live stream, so you're going to be able to be a part of it in that capacity. And so we appreciate that. Let me ask you now, when was the last time you were in Iran? Was it 2000 before you went to UK?
I believe it was around 2005. I did go back after quite some time. Believe it or not, I had a ticket to come back, to be there for a month. I wanted to come back after 2 weeks. I just couldn't deal with the government, literally, the way things were. I just couldn't deal. And obviously I had sort of spent my teenage years growing up in Scotland and, you know, loved to skate, and I just couldn't deal there. I really couldn't. So it was a shame. I did end up obviously staying the whole 4 weeks, but for me, it was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, it's kind of insane how, you know, you on your rollerblades in your happiest of moments, your therapeutic moments, you will not be able to do that in your own homeland. You know, that's just crazy. You know, that's a reality.
Exactly. It's sad. It's so frustrating.
Well, this is why we're fighting, right? Because it's so frustrating, and we decide to do something about it. That's what we're doing. We're doing something about it. Let me ask you, so since it has been 15 years, when Iran becomes free, which we know it will be, we don't know when, but it will be, what is the first thing that you look forward to doing when you go back to Iran?
Oh man. Oh, right. I've promised myself I'm not gonna cry. Honestly, I'm gonna ask the taxi driver to drive me straight to Azadi, to the Azadi roundabout. I'm gonna get my skates out and I'm gonna skate round there and dance on my skates till my feet bleed. Yeah, like I just can't wait for that day. And literally, whoever I see, I'll probably just hug and kiss their feet, face, whatever, you know, kiss them head to toe and just thank them for being so brave, doing what they're doing back home. It blows my mind how brave they are. So I just want to skate around in Azadi and dance my heart out.
That's amazing. I'd love to join you, but I'll be falling left and right. So you're gonna see me fall and hurt myself. But because I love that vision that you have, I want to be there with you when you do. Well, my sad is gonna be on the ground. It's okay. We can pick it up. Before I let you go, Naz, what does a free Iran look like to you, other than you being able to skate in Azadi? Flower, give me your vision for a free Iran.
I mean, I just want genuinely just the basic human rights, people just to be able to live. That's all I want for Iran. I want my people to be happy, to be able to genuinely smile. دلم میخواد از ته قلبشون بخندن، زندگی کنن. That's what I want freedom for Iran to be. I want for people to get their happiness back, their lives back, their freedom back.
I love it. It's amazing. Naz, it's been a pleasure getting to know you even more during these 20-30 minutes. I feel like I could talk to you for much longer. You know, like you speak directly from the heart, and I feel like so many people, when they listen to you, they resonate and they get inspired by you. I'm getting inspired by you, and I'm getting motivated by you. So, you know, just want to thank you for being one of the awesome revolutionaries, one of the awesome compatriots that we get to fight shoulder to shoulder until we go ahead and bring that freedom that we're all yearning for our people. So thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you for being a part of Azadi Festival. And I have no doubt that you're going to open up the Iron House. And I can tell you that everybody at Unite and Conquer is going to fully support all of your dreams and all of your vision for Iron House to make it the reality that it deserves to be made. So thank you.
Thank you. Honestly, absolute pleasure. Thank you.
قربان شب بخیر. خداحافظ و به امید آزادی.
به امید آزادی.
Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Naz. You got to know Naz, Persian Iron Woman. You're gonna have to wait and see how incredible of a home she's gonna be creating for the most vulnerable of our people. It's extremely commendable and inspirational, and I feel like if you loved what she was talking about, I have no doubt that she also needs whatever type of support to make this a reality. I mean, what she is envisioning is something that all Iranians should want to get behind and support. Speaking of Iranian support, July 3rd, Azadi Festival, if you're just joining in for the first time and you have no idea what we're talking about, it's a 12-hour festival that's uniting Iranians and non-Iranians through our culture. It's happening in the DC area, at Ship Garden, in Tyson's, and it will be simultaneously live streamed. A 12-hour event for all ages, including for dogs. They got dog park, children's park, 100 types of craft beers. We're going to have Persian-inspired drinks, Persian food, you know, activists, singers, musicians, poetry, so many different things. I mean, it's incredible how there's so much going on. I always forget what it is that's included, but it's going to be something special. If you click the link in the bio, you get to see more information. I ask you to please consider clicking on the link that says 6 ways that you can support the Azadi Festival, whether you buy tickets, become an ambassador, such as Naz, or an ally, or a vendor, or a sponsor, or a financial contributor, or if you just want to go buy some merch from the online store that we have. It's got all the Azadi Festival hats, shirts. We got dog clothes, dog collars, dog bowls, water bottles, all thanks to the amazing Mo Namazi who connected us with Naz. So this what we're doing here at Unite and Conquer is really something special, where we continue to be introduced to some awesome Iranians and also people that are supporting the Iranian revolution right now. So that's all for now. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have another guest for the Awesome People Instagram Live. It's another one of the ambassadors of the Azadi Festival, Dunya Ziraksari. Cannot wait to have her on. She was one of the guests that we had for a Countdown to Freedom in Iran episode last month, but now she's helping out with the Azadi Festival, so we're going to be talking to her at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on my Instagram. خیلی ممنون که اومدید تو این برنامه. Much love. به امید آزادی.